Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about 3 minutes. We'll be watching Tesla out of the opening gates, hopefully doing some options on it, and just want to map out my trade plan here, assuming it can work, but would like to see this thing break down through 627 with a potential target of getting down to 624 and maybe even more than 624, but not sure about that. But the first key to this is the price has got to be able to open up and stay up above that 627 mark. So still got about 3 minutes before the official market open. But that's going to be the game plan right now, and we'll see what happens. And just real quick, want to share that in the chat room. If you're not familiar, I do offer a community at claytrader.com. So up above here, watch list. But right there, game plan, watching for a flush of 627 with move down to 624, if not even lower. But again, market's got to be able to stay up above 627. It's going to be close, it looks like, but we'll see what happens with it. I'll go ahead and pause, and I'll see you back in less than 1 minute. And I should note that these truly are live, so I have no idea what's going to actually happen. Who knows? Maybe maybe Tesla just goes straight up and all this gets tossed to the wayside. I don't know what's happening next. So your guess is as good as mine at this point in time, because I'm literally recording myself right now, seeing the information live for the very first time. So we'll see what happens with it. But it's looking like it might be able to play out, but we'll just have to see how it actually plays out in the next about 30 seconds. All right, the markets are open. The spreads are just so big, though. Got some at 1265. I'd like to see this thing get down to that 624 mark. See if we can get down through 625. So I took out 4 contracts. Still have 1 left, just in case it is able to get down through 625. I don't know, or is this thing going to want to bounce? We'll see. Like I said, at this point, I'm not sure if it even wants to get down. No, there it goes. I was going to say, I'm not sure if it even wants to get down through 625, but it was very brief. But I still have 1 contract left, just in case I'm wrong. Because I could very well be wrong. Maybe this thing does still actually want to make the move down to the 624 mark. And if it does, well, then I'm glad I still have my contract here. But once again, it's really struggling around that area. Would like to try to give it another chance to come down there. And at least retest the 624 mark. So it's kind of coming back down. But again, I'm not, this is a great spot to be in. No stress at all. I've already put $140 in the bank. So now it's just a question of, is this last contract going to make me some money? And if so, how much money is it going to make me? But again, it's trying. Can it get down to at least see 625? Such a stubborn level here. But I'm sticking with it. Nope, just, yeah, that area's very, very stubborn. Which is bad, because it's, will it break? I don't know, but it's also good because if it does finally actually break, it should really get moving very, very nicely. If it breaks, though, that's the problem, is it's a big if. Can it get down to 624? It's trying. But again, just behaving as would be the case, right? That's why 624-ish mark was the general price target area. But I really want to see, can it actually push down through? I mean, whoa, all right. Wow, that was crazy. Look at that. And I just hopped out. Wow. So I took a, well, that's options. I love them, but options can also be crazy because I was up $140 and then I only ended up $15 on that because that thing just skyrocketed. Wow. Well, in a kind of sick and twisted way, I'm glad I caught that on video. That was bonkers. Well, I'm glad I moved where I did. Setting up thinking, how much money am I going to make? How much money am I going to make? And that's not necessarily options' fault. I mean, that's just Tesla, the nature of the beast. I mean, we saw that down and then that fast, just boom, right like that. All right, well, I'm up $50 now. I thought I was going to be up a whole lot more than that, but I will continue to watch 624. Remains a very fascinating level, especially now if the price actually can drift down back to it. And whether or not that happens, we'll have to see. But all right, I will go ahead and pause. And quick update, Tesla just continue to go upwards all of a sudden. Wow, that's disappointing. But I mean, I'm pretty actually excited that I was able to capture that all on video to show just how fast things can things can change. Oh, man, it was looking like it wanted to break. But again, I mean, the power of charts. You saw me talk about that level. And look right where the price basically bounced off. Right from that area. And you saw all that beforehand. So, I mean, the trade plan that I mapped out for members worked out fine, right? Break of 627 down to 624. Now, did it hit 624 exactly? No, it hit 624, basically 35. Okay. Well, on a $600 stock, hopefully we can agree that, all right, yeah, 35 cents, basically the same thing. But so the trade plan worked out. But like I mentioned, maybe even more, and the maybe even more, quote unquote, is why I was hanging on to that one contract, because if that thing could have broken down below 624 and kept on going, well, then, yeah, that could have been a very, very solid situation. But I'm happy to report that most times this doesn't happen, right, where the price just absolutely bong straight up in your face like that, especially in that one candle. So I'm glad I didn't sit there and freeze like a deer in the headlights and panic, because then that could have easily turned to a losing trade there. But yeah, I'm also not going to sit here and try to play it cool. Like that disappointing to watch that $140 go down to 50 on one contract. But now SPY starting to get kind of a rough candle. So is Tesla going to follow it down? I don't know, but yeah, what is the, I'm just talking to myself right now. Low 622, low 620. Yeah, so that 624 share definitely very, very interesting still if it can come back into play. But yeah, right now Tesla is kind of just up in this area where I'm not quite sure I feel comfortable with it in either direction. I feel like it could go kind of either way right now. But yeah, all right, well, I'll go ahead and pause and keep looking around. Curious, excuse me, curious about 629 here as a potential breakdown point. Although as of now, Tesla's bouncing, but that's also what makes it interesting, because if 629 all of a sudden comes back into play, that would imply quite a bit of weakness here. So yeah, watching 629. Also curious about the 633 area as a potential long-sided play. But as of now, yeah, just a whole lot of choppiness, which has had me sitting on my hands here. And both these levels, both 629 and 633, I'm not even convinced of those yet. But 629 definitely looks interesting if it can come back into play again. But we'll see what happens with it. I'll go ahead and pause. Well, 629 is coming into play here, but I just can't take it on this candle. Really, not even the next candle. This has just happened went too far too quickly, and I just don't feel comfortable with it. And then you can see once again bouncing off that purple line, which is the 50 period moving average. But like I said, I just can't take it right now. I feel as though it's went too far too fast. And even this candle, I would like to see this candle go green, but even this candle, I still don't feel comfortable. And maybe I might get left in the dust. That happens. But I've had enough experience where there's been plenty of times where I'm like, wow, I'm glad I didn't take that, because that would have definitely been a losing trade. So this might be a situation where I get left in the dust, but I just got to go with what the rules state, and it just can't take it right now. And as much as I want to just hop in because, the fear of missing out, right? The fear of, well, what happens if this actually does keep going down? Yep, FOMO is a very dangerous thing, a very real thing. And like I said, just can't take it out. I'm hoping I'm going to look smart here, right? I'm hoping this thing bounces and I can sit here and say, see, but I don't know what's happening next. So maybe I'm going to be looking and you'll be able to rightfully say, oh, Clay, you should have gotten in. I know I should have, but I don't have hindsight. I don't know what's coming next. Like I said, these are live. So I have no idea. But as right now, you can see it's trying to bounce, trying to form a hammer. So again, I just want to see, ideally now what would be great is for this thing to come up here and hit that trend line again and then come back down. And that would be oh so sweet. But probably being a little bbit too high maintenance on that. But as of now, I'm glad I didn't take that trade because it's starting to go green here a little bit. Now, it very well could still come down. But as had I gotten in, I'd be sitting here having to wonder, did I jump the gun? Would like to see this candle stay up above it. Just one more candle, and then I'm very, very interested. But this candle here, and these are 1 minute candles, so basically the next minute, would like to see the price stay up above this area. Like I said, better yet, if this thing could go green, that would be fantastic. But I feel like it could really go either way right now. I very well might just be getting left behind. There's the break. And looking like, yep, and left behind. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Disappointing for sure, no doubt about it. But like I said, just want to see one more candle stay up above there, and it didn't quite do it. All right, well, tricky morning. All right, looking to pick up some calls here at 11:50. So sitting on the bid, quite the crazy move down. There comes 624 in play, and just for like you saw for me, just didn't quite behave, and then that's just how the market goes. Just has continued to pull back, but now I'm wondering if the price will once again want to bounce off this general area, which is why I try to get some down at 11:50. But really, the contracts only got down to as low as, where's the low at? Yeah, around 1190. So I was actually still quite a bit of ways away on those. But we'll see if it wants to come back down or if it's just going to bounce from here. But I very well might be just calling it in the morning too, and just taking my $50 and going because things just haven't really been going that well. But like I said, if it does look like the Tesla wants to keep on pulling back and I have an opportunity to get those calls down on the bid, then I'll get the video rolling again. All right, watching 625.50 here. In there at 955. I think that this thing wants to get down below the 625 mark, although it does all begin with the 625.50 mark, and can it truly break down through there? So making the move towards 625. Can it push down through, though, is the question. 625. Does it want to break? And if 625 can break, maybe, just maybe 624. But let's not to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just first see if 625 can even be broken. Or let's just see if the price can even get down to 625, really. Because right now, 625.50 being a very, very stubborn and annoying level. But I knew a little bit of patience would be required on this one. Really just a question of, does 625 50 truly want to let go. Because yeah, the price has been down below 625.50 on a couple of different occasions, but hasn't really actually let go of the price and just let it start to fall. So again, right at 625.50, but just does not see, you know, the level 2 sheep going back and forth, just doesn't want to quite let it go quite yet. Almost 625.35, dare I say, seems to be that level at. All right, now are we, see, it's just getting stuck right around this area. All right, there we go, there we go, there we go. Can we get down to 624? That would be amazing if we can get that break. Got the break. Any follow through? Took out 2 there. So still have 1 contract left, which I know last time bit me, but that was just such a freak of nature move. But yeah, can this thing get down below the 623.50 mark, really? So I realize maybe this one will come back and bite me again, but you know, you got to play the odds, and most times that craziness doesn't quite happen. So I definitely want to give this thing an opportunity to get down through 624. But let's see what happens here. Can it get some more continuation? A lot of buyers down around this area. So just a waiting game right now. And what I'm watching at, for those of you, I'm watching this number right here. Want to see that get down below 624. And ideally, if that number can drop down below 623.50, even better. But that is the number I'm definitely watching like a hawk. There we go. Now let's look for 623.50. Not 624. Still holding strong. But again, I'm in a very stress-free situation. I'm in the green. Just a question right now of how much green am I going to make here? Oh, this lover's oh so stubborn. Oh, so stubborn. It's late in the day too. I got to be moving on. It's kind of silly right now. I'm just sitting here. I mean, it's not silly, but it's at some point it's like, all right, just move on with your day. Do you really need to sit here for another 30 minutes to make $25 more? Probably not. But I have sat here long enough, so I want to give this thing at least a little bit more of an opportunity to make that move. See if it can finally break down through the 623.50 area. But I mean, it's crazy to think, 624 presenting the problem. And that's the level I've been talking about since the very beginning of the video. And here it is once again, presenting problems. Yeah, looking at the 5-minute chart has me a bit worried. But want to, like I said, just give this thing a little bit more time. See if it can actually finally make the move down through 623.50. And if so, 622 I think's got a legitimate chance of happening. But look at this. Look at the level 2s. 624. All right. Getting a little bit of movement here. Okay, 623.50. Can we get the break? There we go. There we go. Like I said, 622. Well, that was very short-lived, but let's give it a little bit more time here. SPY is also getting punched in the face right now. All right, I'm just going to take that $160 there. Like I said, at some point it just got to be sit here for another 20 minutes for maybe 20 bucks more, just move on with my day. And I'm just going to move on with the day. So $210, it's almost 11. So basically 90 minutes. That's way over my average. I'm looking to usually be done after 30 minutes. And today was just one of those days, which is why it's an average of 30 minutes. And now if you've watched past videos, then you've seen me be done after, you know, literally in a couple of videos, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So, I mean, I'm very confident that by, you know, the time, you know, the month's over, then, you know, I'll be, you know, down around the 30 minutes, probably even a little less than that. But this was just one of those days where it started off so nice, things changed that quickly, and then had to search and search and search when I finally found something. Well, I found the second one, but it left me behind, but then found this one. Patience was required, but ultimately put 160 bucks in my pocket. So yeah, walking away with $210 after commissions. Let's just call it $200. But it is what it is. So I'm pleased with the morning, but it just felt more difficult than what it actually needed to be. And you can see as we watch Tesla, just that 624 mark being oh so stubborn. So I'm glad I hopped out where I did. But before I go, one big thing, if you do enjoy these videos, please let me know. And I say that because these are truly live. So when they're live, meaning I have to talk to you, I have to think about what I'm going to say to you, I have to think about what I'm going to do for myself, I have to actually execute my own trades, I have to make alerts in the chat room, all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot going on my end, which makes it difficult, but these videos are 100% possible. I just want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time doing them. So let me know if they're worth my time and if you enjoy them. And if you do enjoy them, 2 easy things. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment. It could be a thumbs up emoji, but those 2 things communicate to me that, hey, Clay, yeah, please keep making these videos. I enjoy them. I like them. And as long as I know that the people are you know, that you as viewers are finding interest in them, then yeah, I have no problem doing them. And I'll continue to make them. But like I said, those 2 things help me out quite a bit. So thanks for hanging out. Check out the channel as a whole. Hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button. And just realize sometimes mornings like this happen. It doesn't make you a bad trader. Just that's the nature of the beast sometimes with the market. Everybody take care. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only 1 losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.